everybody. Welcome to the Guided Listening. I'm Jeff Antoniuk. I'm here from Jazzwire. Today, I want to talk about this fantastic Horace Silver tune called Nika's Dream. Nika's Dream was written for the Baroness Nica de Koningswater, if I'm saying that correctly, the famous jazz baroness who helped and took care of and supported so many jazz musicians, Horace Silver and Thelonious Monk, and an endless number. She had many songs written for her, including the Monk song Pannonica and this song Nika's Dream, and again, many more. So this is a really fantastic jazz standard, and there's so much to notice about this recording. So this is the original Horace Silver recording. It's Roy Brooks on drums, Gene Taylor on bass, Horace Silver on piano, and it's Junior Cook on the tenor saxophone, Blue Mitchell on the trumpet. One of the things I'm going to point out is how not improvised so much of this recording is. And I think it's fair to say that a lot of Horace Silver's music was like that. He was a fantastic composer and arranger. So he was very specific with what he wanted the musicians to do. So in most songs, like here, bass player, here's some chord changes, walk a bass line. You get to make it up relative to the harmony. Not so in this song. The rhythms and what note gets played where is really kind of prescribed. The drum part, the drum fills are really prescribed. So there's not a lot of room for quote unquote creativity, especially behind the melody. The comping patterns. I don't think Horace played a single thing that surprised himself in the comping of this recording, and perhaps even in the solo. So I'm arguing that this is an uncreative recording. And so, no, that's not what I mean to say. But what I mean to say for so many musicians out there, the adult amateurs and semi-pros that I love to talk to, is that I think we get too creative. We exercise our creative rights a little too much to the point where we screw up the groove. This tune is grooving. Why? Because it was put together to groove. So paying attention to this stuff. Don't improvise so much when you improvise. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. So we're gonna get into this in a second. By the way, the Jazzwire Summer Summit, it's February right now. Why am I talking about July? Because we just opened enrollment and we're like 60% booked up as of today. So this is going to go quickly. It's our 20th anniversary. We've done this workshop for adults for 20 years. What does that mean? We know what we're doing. We are great at this. We have people who come from all across North America, even the cold part of North America, known as Canada. Yeah. From across Europe and across the world, we have folks come. So I want to let you know ahead of time to, first of all, hold a spot for yourself. And second of all, start making plans and logistics and all that. We have a great hotel where we do lots of the jam sessions and concerts and where we all stay and have a good time. So check it out. I really encourage you to not wait too long before jumping on registering for the Summer Summit. Okay, so let's get into this, and I'm going to be talking a lot about what is sort of set in this recording, as opposed to all of the great creativity, and there's a lot of that. Here we go, Nika's Dream, Horace Silver. Really cool introduction there, right? Okay, there's our melody. You listen to the bass part. Dun, 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 dun. Little rhythmic hits there, little drum fill. But if you listen to the bass, it's always that same rhythm over and over again. He's not improvising that. I think Horace told him to play that. Listen to the drum fill there. He does the same fill every time. He was more creative than that. He could have played different fills, but he didn't. So we went from Latin to swing on this bridge. That pedal tone. Oh God, there's so much going on here. Counter melody with the tenor saxophone. The tenor sax is written sort of against and underneath the trumpet. Beautiful arrangement. Drum fill, same fill. Little interlude. This is not part of the tune. Now, Junior Cook. Listen to Horace and his comping. That rhythm he plays over and over again. Da, 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 da. You hear it in there? Zero improvisation. He's connecting with the bass and the drums to create the groove. He understands that being creative, this is not the time for that. Grooving. And hear how the rhythm section is moving together. They know when to stop. They know when to swing. Right here, they go back to Latin. So rehearsed, so organized, so not creative, if we want to call it that. Craftsmanship, right? And now, this little interlude that Horace puts between the choruses of the solo. Listen to this. So how Blue Mitchell is playing little motivic ideas. He'll play something, he'll answer. Let's listen here again. Similar. Fantastic motivic playing. He's listening to himself. And the bridge, this different part of the song, is swinging, and it has that pedal tone where the bass and the left hand of the piano play this one repeated low note, a pedal tone. Listen to Horace, he's playing a different comping part, but it's still incredibly repetitive. Interlude, and I think we have Horace's solo here. Check this out. Those first 8 measures, and he's still going with that idea. So he's a composer, right? He solos like he's a composer. Right? He understands how to make a great melody. He understands how to bring the audience in. Repetition, motivic development, play less. And right there, he played ba-da-ba-da-da. It reminds me of, he didn't do it there, it reminds me of this old song called Down by the Riverside. Ba-da-ba-da-do-do-do-da, down by the riverside. That comes back. Motivic. So Horace takes a whole second chorus. Repetitive, but he starts playing with these great block chords. That's what we're hearing there. Oh, and did you hear how the drums dropped out? They do it a second time. Check this out. And what happens here? The drums drop out and then they come in soft. That was definitely worked out. That is a good thing. I don't mean that to be a bad thing. Down by the riverside, down by the river. So, for 8 measures, he quotes this old song, Down by the Riverside. In his first chorus, he started to quote it and then jumped ship. So whether he messed himself up a little bit or not sure, but the same place in 2 choruses, he did the same thing. Not very creative, but it worked. This is a new part of the tune. So instead of the head out, he wrote this shout chorus, is what we'd call it, in big band. And now the shout chorus again. And now hand it over to the soloist, Blue Mitchell. So that's 2 A sections. They stay with the form, now they go to the bridge. That wonderful pedal tone. Here it comes again. Pedal on 2 and 4 is what we call that. Beat 2 and 4, the pedal on 2 and 4. So do you hear all this repetition, all these parts fitting together? Everything's prescribed. And here's the coda. This little ending. So there is a lot in that arrangement. There's harmony parts, there's stops, there's 2 and 4 pedal, and it goes to swing, and there's the intro, and there's the interludes, and there's the ending and everything. I've played that song, on jam sessions, on gigs. I've called it, hey, you guys want to play Nika's Dream? And the question is always like, or the statements are like, oh, I don't remember the coda. Oh, well, I don't remember the intro. Do you guys know the interlude? Yeah, I think I know the interlude. And so it's a matter of, just sort of piecing together a simplified version of this. So I've never, I'm sure 20 times in my life I've been on stage where someone calls this tune, and I'm not sure that we've ever done this exact version because it's just so specific. So jazz musicians kind of fake, the basic bones of it, the AABA. Every good bass player will know to pedal on the bridge and to swing on the bridge and all that kind of stuff. So I made a big deal about this being not so creative. And I'm not doing that in a disparaging way. I'm doing that in a path forward way for you, right? We're here not only talking about this music, but most of us are musicians who want to play better. I think it does a disservice sometimes to these musicians to say, oh man, they were really talented. They were hitting together. Yeah, they were talented. They were hitting together, but they weren't intuiting that. They rehearsed. Horace wrote that. Horace was the band leader. He told them what to do, and he would yell at them when they forgot to do it. So there's that, right? And for us, so with jazz, everything's just about how, creative and in the moment and spontaneous and the muse and, I'm being spoken through and all that. I don't know. I don't dig that a lot because that's a small percentage of what it is. There's so much craft, and not to disparage all those things that do happen and that are true, but they happen. We don't have to practice that sort of stuff. What we have to do is learn the craft so that the muse can speak through us because we have the chops and we've listened and we know the history of the music and we know the bass part, right? That's when the muse is allowed to speak. You don't get to just get your instrument out of the bag and wait for the muse. It doesn't work that way. So this idea of the craftsmanship, especially with Horace Silver, because he was such a great writer and arranger and put together things so well that it's a lot of fun to listen to Song for My Father, or pick any one of his fantastic tunes, and you'll very often hear specific comping rhythms, specific bass lines, specific drum fills. All of that. It's wonderful stuff. So I hope that was helpful. I hope I didn't insult anybody, or if the muse is out there, like, please come back. I mean, I want to see you again, but I'm just down here doing my homework so that, when you come, I know what to do. Okay. So, yes. And the Jazzwire Summer Summit, we have a faculty of 8 or 9 folks. I'm still busy hiring the faculty, getting everybody put together for that. So visit the website. And I hope I'll see you for the online virtual session that we do. We have folks from all around the world. This will be our, I want to say, 52nd online workshop or clinic that we've done. We know how to do great online sessions. A lot of people do the online session the week before to get ready for the in-person session. So whether you're on the other side of the planet and can't join us for in-person, virtual is the way to go. And if you can join us for the in-person session, it is always a blast. So I hope I'll see you there. And this is the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about how do we get the nuts and bolts in place so that we can then be creative with it. Hope you have a good time. Hope you enjoyed the session. I will see you next week.